Hey guys, in this video I'm going to give you a quick update of all of the new features we have released in March 2025. So the first feature is balance. So now as a customer, you can see here in the sidebar if you have purchased an hourly based service, how many hours you have remaining, and you can also see the use time as well as the purchase hours here. So for every request here, you can see how many hours they have taken, and you can also purchase more hours by clicking on top up. So this is super helpful, not only for agencies because this gives you cash flow upfront, but also for clients because now it's super predictable. You can see how many hours you have spent, and you can also decide to spend a certain amount of hours and then let them roll over, which we'll see in a bit, and then use hours, let's say in 2 months, for example. So how it works to set this up, so this is the admin view now. You can go to services and then you create a service here, and then you can choose one-off or recurring. We'll choose recurring here, and then we'll click on next, and then we're gonna create a service name called this, and then click on next. And then here you will select time-based, and then you can basically put your price here and then the number of hours included. And then you also have a bunch of options such as allowing the hours to roll over. So for example, if the client doesn't use all of the hours in a month, you can tell them that their hours will be still valid for a certain amount of months. So for example, you can select here that the hours purchased will be valid for 3 months. That way customers can basically plan a little bit based on their needs. Once you've done that, the next step is to customize your request form. We have other videos on this, but that's basically the form that your clients will see once they click on create request. And then here, if you click on save, you basically have your service link that you have here that you can add to your website, or simply you can go to clients and then you can open the client here, go to services, and then basically add the service manually. And so basically that way the clients will be able to see how many hours they have, and you can also deduct the hours based on how much hours a certain task has taken. So for example, here if I open this task and if I go to timesheets, I can enter the time manually, and then by doing this, this will deduct from the balance of the client. So that's the first feature. The second feature is in the request here. Let's open, for example, this one. You have a new tab with a $sign here where you can create custom payments, custom invoices. So probably a lot of the time you have clients that request extra work or, for example, custom services which you haven't created packages for. So you can do so here now. So first, what I advise you to do is to create a task, and then after that, you can go to invoice here, and you select simply the service that you want to create. So for example, add new item, extra workflow work, and then you can put the price here, the quantity, and then you can click on create invoice. So what this is gonna do, this is gonna basically here add a link for the user for the clients to pay the invoice, and you can also see the invoice here, and you can also see it in your invoice list here. And then basically the client can just pay it whenever they're ready. You can also request here the payment via email, or get a payment link for the client to just pay it directly. So if we open that link, this looks like this, and then the client can see basically the Stripe checkout here, or manual payments if you have enabled it, or also ACH if you have enabled that in your Stripe account. All right, so the third feature is again in services. So let's log in here as an admin. I'll go back, and then we'll create a new service. We'll create a subscription. Basically, this feature is free services, or default services as we call it. Here you can toggle this on, and basically what this does is that for some clients you may not want to build them directly, like I've just shown you with the custom services. You can create this service, and basically for every new client, this service will be added by default to their account, and they can start to create requests, and then you can build them after the request. So that's it for the updates for this month. If you have any questions about the features, feel free to leave a comment below.